Businesses fail with content because they expect results in weeks. Real growth comes from consistent content that compounds over months. In other words, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and consistency wins.
Hey, I'm Guillaume. I've been making videos for over 25 years. I started out as a freelancer shooting everything by myself. And today I run Blue Media House, a content agency on the Gold Coast that produces thousands of videos every single year. My team and I have worked with hundreds of businesses across construction, property, finance, fitness, hospitality, coaching, and professional services. We have helped clients land multi-million-dollar deals, build authority in their industry, attract bigger customers, and create systems that bring in inbound opportunities every week. I'm a former engineer, so everything I teach is based on structure, clarity, and repeatable systems, no guesswork. We are building Blue Media House into a fast-growing agency powered by strategic content and AI. And we use the exact frameworks I'm about to show you for our clients and our own growth. Multiple touchpoints build trust. In marketing, there's a rule of thumb that a prospect needs to see or hear your message several times before they act. Consistent video content ensures you're hitting those touchpoints. Maybe the first video someone sees of you just make them aware of you, who you are. The second or third time, they start to pay attention to your advice. After a few months of seeing you pop up in their feed, they feel like they know you. You've built what we call familiarity. By the time they reach out, they already trust you because you've been consistently providing value. Skipping this process is why one-hit wonders don't turn viewers into clients. Out of sight, out of mind is very real. If you post regularly, your brand stays on your audience's radar. When they do have a need for your service, you're the one they remember. Oh yeah, I've been seeing their videos, let me give them a call. If you are not consistent, even interested people might forget about you or assume you've gone quiet. Consistency signals that you're active, reliable, and open for business. From a technical standpoint, social platforms reward consistency. If you're posting quality content frequently, the algorithms notice and are more likely to show your content to more people. For example, a platform might start placing your videos higher in feeds as you build up a track record of regular engagement. Plus, each piece of content has its own chance to reach someone new or bring someone back. So the more consistently you show up without spamming low quality stuff, the broader and more steady your reach becomes. It's like casting many lines into the water if you're a fisherman versus just one. You're increasing your odds that today's post will hook a great prospect. Think of consistent content like investing. The returns compound. Your 50th video benefits from the audience and credibility you built with the 49 videos before it. Over time, you create a library of content, a binge-able collection that a prospect can deep dive into. We've had leads tell us, I spent an hour watching your video tips this weekend, and I feel like I already know you, and I feel like I already know how you can help me. And that didn't happen from one video. It happened because we add a body of work for them to consume. Each new video adds to that compound interest. Internally, committing to consistency forces you to keep improving. If you're making content every week, you'll be refining your message, learning what topics hit and miss, and getting better on camera. Externally, it shows viewers that you are serious. A business that sticks to content schedule demonstrates discipline and confidence in their approach. That confidence rubs off. People are more likely to do business with someone who clearly has a long-term vision. Loss of momentum. When you stop posting, you reset a lot of the progress you've made. We've seen businesses build a bit of an audience or some engagement, then go dark for 2 months. When they come back, engagement is crickets. It's almost like starting from scratch. The audience moved on or they've lost interest. Any algorithmic favor you've gained has decayed too very likely. It's literally momentum. Once it's gone, you have to push the boulder all over again. Consistency breeds trust, so inconsistency can subtly erode it. Imagine a prospect has been quietly observing you. If you suddenly disappear, they might wonder if you're still in business or question your reliability. In their mind, if you can't consistently run your own marketing, will you be consistent in delivering your product or service? It might sound harsh, but these little perception things matter. Stopping and starting sends a message, even if unintended, that you're not fully committed.
By not showing up consistently, you can miss the window when a potential client is ready to act. Let's say someone has been following your content casually. Maybe this week they have a pressing problem that you saw. If your content happens to show up then, boom, they might call you. But if you went quiet during that period, you're not on their radar when it matters. Businesses that stop and start often miss those serendipitous moments of being the right message at the right time. When you're consistent, you increase the chances of being there when a lead is ready. Once a team goes into pause mode, it's psychologically harder to kick things off again. There is that feeling of we fell off the bandwagon and we failed the content, which can lead to further delays or overthinking when trying to restart. Consistency, once established, actually becomes easier to maintain than breaking and trying to restart. When you're in a rhythm, it's just part of operations. When you've stopped, getting that engine running again takes extra effort. That stop, start, stutter can really hinder growth, whereas a steady pace, even if slow, will beat it in the long run. So let me tell you, it's not overnight. Think months, not days. We always set this expectation up front. You might get lucky, and another video bringing a lead in week 1, day 1, let's say. But that's some exception. Typically, you're looking at 3 to 6 months timeline to start seeing significant compounding results from consistent video content. Month 1 is definitely laying the groundwork. You're putting out content, maybe getting some light engagement, but probably no huge influx yet. By month number 2 or number 3, patterns emerge. Certain topics get traction, you gain followers, maybe a few inquiries trickle, the kind of, hey, I saw your videos on LinkedIn, I'd love to chat. By months 4, 5, and 6, if you've been consistent, you usually have an active pipeline of leads that fund you mainly through your organic content. In the very first few weeks, the wins might be small, a bump in profile visit maybe, more comments, someone sharing your video saying this was helpful. Those are early indicators that you're on the right track. The bigger wins, an example is closing a deal or a significant inbound in inquiries, often show up a bit later, after you've built up enough trust equity with the audience. One of our clients didn't see any cold books the first 8 weeks, but he stuck with it. By the 3rd month, people started mentioning his weekly videos when they called. Like, I've been watching you for a while. Around the 6 month mark, he could directly attribute a handful of new high-value clients to content that finally clicked with them after seeing him repeatedly. So the payoff did come, it just required that upfront consistency. Well, the timeline can also vary on what you're selling and who you're selling to. Higher ticket B2B services typically have a longer sales cycle anyway, so content might need to run for a few cycles to catch up those big fish. If you're in a fast-moving B2C space, you might see results faster. Let's say a restaurant doing TikToks might get more dinners in a few weeks. But generally, for the kind of consultative, higher value services, which is where we often play, give it a quarter or 2 to really judge results. The nice thing is the results ramp up. Month 6 is usually much better than month 2, and by a year, you often have a content brand build around your business that is very hard, nearly impossible for competitors to match anyway. One caveat, if you are actively learning and tweaking as you go, which you should, you can accelerate results a bit. For example, if by month 2 you notice your audience really responds to testimonials and stories more than video tips, lean into that. Your content will get sharper and more on target, which can generate inquiries sooner. In short, you can see some results in the first couple of months if you are adaptive. The big growth tends to be a few months out. We like to take clients, I expect to dedicate at least 6 months to this process. You'll absolutely see signals along the way that it is working, but the real ROI often shows up towards the back end and then keeps growing. Focus on consistency above all. It might sound like a broken record at this stage, but consistency is the main thing to concentrate on. I'd rather you post 2 videos every week, rain or shine, than 10 videos one week and then nothing for a year. So design a schedule you can stick to. This might mean dialing back how much you want to do and picking an amount you will do. Consistency beats intensity in content marketing. Don't try to be everything to everyone with your content. Zero in on the intersection of what you know deeply and what your customers care about. If you're a software CEO, maybe your core themes are digital transformation success stories or behind the scenes of product development and so on, because that's what your buyers find interesting. Make a list of 4 to 5 key themes and keep hammering those home in different ways. This establishes you as an authority in the areas that matter to your business. When I say quality, I mean the value someone gets from your video, not necessarily Hollywood production type. It's far more important that your content is insightful or helpful or engaging than it has studio lighting. So focus on delivering a clear message or story in each video that the viewer can walk away with. Did you teach them something new? Did you change their perspective? Did you inspire them? That's the quality that counts. The production should be good enough, clear audio, distant lighting, but you don't need Marvel Studios level effects. Don't just post and ghost. Pay attention to comments and messages that come from your videos. If people ask questions, answer them. If someone disagrees or offers another view, engage thoughtfully. This not only boosts your content in the algorithm, it literally converts viewers into relationships. People feel seen and are more likely to stick around. Plus, engagement can give you ideas for future content. For example, if a question keeps coming up and coming back in the comments, make a video on it. As you produce consistently, start tracking metrics that align with your goals. For example, if your goal is lead generation, track how many website clicks or many website inquiries and that you get after posting a video. If it's brand building, track follower growth or direct feedback or engagements you receive. The key is to focus on metrics that tell you, are we moving in the right direction, the direction that we're after, rather than just vanity metrics. 100 highly engaged viewers are way more valuable than 1,000 random views that will never convert anywhere. By focusing on the right indicators, you can adjust your content strategy intelligently. That one is a bit more of a mindset focus, but it's important. In the early stages especially, it's easy to get discouraged when the video doesn't get the traction you hope for. Focus on the process, not each video's performance. If you're consistently putting out valuable content, trust that the results will follow. Every piece is laying bricks in the foundation on your brand presence. Keep reminding yourself or your team that this is a long-term play. Celebrate small wins. A nice comment, a share, a slight uptick in views as signs that it is working. Kicking morale and momentum up is definitely key to maintaining the consistency. A built-in rhythm and system when a client works with Blue Media House. Consistency isn't something left to chance. It's built into the servers. We set up a monthly content rhythm. For example, in a typical month with us, week number 1, we do a planning/strategy call to decide what content is coming up, what should we produce, what should we create, what are the trends. In week 2, we take care of the shoot. That's a shoot day, or sometimes we are going to combine 2 months depending on your package. But let's say it's monthly no matter what. Then the 3rd week and the 4th, we are editing and posting and monitoring the content continuously. This cycle repeats like clockwork. The client always knows, all right, this Thursday is filming day, and then they see the results roll out over the next 30 days. It's a very well-oiled engine. With us, consistency means your brand stays active everywhere that matters, and you don't have to personally manage any of that. When they're filming with our team, usually translates into 1 post every 2 days, 15 posts a month, for example, on each one of the platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. From the outside, it looks like you're absolutely everywhere all the time, but in reality, it's all stemming from that very well-organized workflow we handle. You get the benefit of omnipresence, and we handle the heavy lifting to make it happen. We typically work with clients over long engagements, 6 months, 12 months, and many well beyond a year. We don't believe in locking anyone into a contract where they feel trapped. In fact, we often have an easy opt-out early on, like a trial period, to remove that fear of commitment. But interestingly, once we get rolling, they really want to stop. Consistency with Blue becomes almost addictive because they start seeing the brand growth and inbound interest compounding. We have clients who have been with us for years, not because they have to be, but because they have seen what a year of consistent content does for their business. To elaborate on what consistency feels like, one of our long-term clients said it best. He described our service as set and forget. Consistency with Blue looks like content just happening reliably. The client might spend a few minutes each month giving input or approval, but otherwise they just notice, oh, there is a new video of me up today, cool, and see the comments roll in. We handle the scheduling, the posting, optimal times, the responding to trends or seasonal opportunities, all those little things that maintain consistency. It's basically like having an in-house content department that never sleeps for a fraction of the cost. Another aspect is that we are consistently reviewing what's working and adjusting the strategy. Consistency isn't about doing the exact same thing over and over if it's not effective, right? It's about a steady process of improvement. With Blue, each month we'll give you a rundown of how the content performed, what got the most engagement, and any leads that came through that we can see, and so on. We use that to fine-tune next month's content. So over time, the consistency isn't just in output, but in growth. Each cycle, the content gets sharper and the returns usually gets bigger. This feedback loop ensures that the longer we work with a client, the more dialed in their content engine becomes. If you want us to implement this entire content system for your business, the first link below has all the details. Clients who work with us install a content engine that drives trust, attention, and consistent inbound leads. If you want the same outcome, click the link below.